It looks like impatience is going to cost you in today's market. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Quick shout out here to Sleeve Chief. We got in the amazing box that they had been showcasing fairly recently. And check this out, by the way. That BLS is absolutely amazing. I'll leave a link down below to Sleeve Chief so you can grab some of their cool products today. So we're going to be starting off over here with Skull Guardian. Yesterday's card of the day has left a little bit of a terrible taste in people's mouth as they're like, I can't play this unless I have Skull Guardian. And you look at the price of current modern era Skull Guardian and you're like, why is that 100? Oh, it's an old TP card? It doesn't have a reprint yet? Well, here's the obvious thing that I'm here to tell you. What makes you think we're not going to get a reprint of this? Just because we had the dry season of no support, February through March, doesn't mean that, come the battle set in, late June, they wouldn't drop a reprint in there. And that's the thing that I don't think people understand. The TCG is not going to see this card until July. All right? Why would they not have a reprint prepared for this? Lined up with it, and you have people over here going, I'm going to spend, I got to spend $170 to be able to, and it's like, no, you don't get this card until July. You will most definitely see a reprint, either an OTS, which, guess what, it's not going to be $200-ish, 100, whatever, you're seeing this current price point is. The moral of this video is to tell you, patience pays off when you're looking at the super high-end cards that are very niche, by the way. I think it's one thing you got to understand is, in the niche category of things, there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of really weird things that can really start to happen. So, if you're looking at Skull Guardian going, I need this for my Voiceless Voice deck, if you've already bought QCRs, this isn't going to stop you, but, neither here nor there. Clockwork Knight. So, in Japan, you have to remember they announced the Technical Tri-3 decks, which, guess what, are all Cyber Dragons, Evil Twins, and Eldritch. We have been extremely vocal about this. All right, we all know that this has happened. Clockwork Knight makes, the Cyber Dragon dream into a reality. And all I'm starting to see here is, wow, I'm so glad I bought my Clockwork Knights for $11 a piece. And I look at Clockwork Knight and I go, this card is so popular. Konami has definitely taken a note of this at this point in time. And I think we're probably going to see a reprint on this probably pretty soon. The moral of the story is, if you're looking at Clockwork Knights and you're like, okay, I'm going to spend $15 a piece. There are cards that enter into these reprint, what we're going to call windows, that you're going to look at and you're like, wow, that hasn't been reprinted in 2 to 3 years. Obviously, sometimes things will miss it, but Clockwork Knight is one of those cards that has been so very popular, and also its niche interactions that it has. Yeah, Konami's going to reprint this at this point. Now, if you pick them up when they were much cheaper, that's an entirely different story. You're going to get rewarded, I guess, on that front. But right now, Clockwork Knight is not something that I would be rushing out going, yeah, I gotta buy it now, because there's no reason to be picking it up at the moment unless you're trying to get ready for all of this. But then you have no idea how soon new support could be actually happening for these decks. So then it's just, what's the point? You know what I mean? As the card continues to escalate, you cross that threshold into the reprint window. And we'll have to wait and see how soon it is for a reprint. I can't wait for a common. Next up is this paleo hype that's going on, and what do you want me to tell you? A YouTuber plays a deck, and everybody starts just going crazy. They're like, oh my gosh, I saw X play this deck, and now I gotta pick up the cards. That's fine, all right, but there's also the crossing over into the hype train, all right? And we've seen this time and time again. Unless you are going to play this deck, picking up paleo traps right now is not the greatest decision in the world. Unless we roll a dice across the table here, and Konami decides, here, I've got my dice. Let's go ahead and roll. Okay, we got a 4. That's basically Konami not unbanning Grass looks greener. If for some reason, and I mean, we always have to leave the 1% variable aside. Konami, I guess, could do that, but I don't highly think it's going to happen at this point. Buying into the hype on the paleo stuff, I don't think is the greatest idea in the world. Obviously, that's for the higher rarity stuff. Buying commons and the low rarity stuff, that stuff's not going to cost you, any real thing whatsoever. But for now, I think the idea of the paleo deck it's fine. We also had the Marincess hype train that came through, like a week ago. Players wanting to play these decks and explore other options and things they want to play. I mean, I've played Horus Stun over here. I've played Runic, all these other things. Gadget. Well, I actually haven't played Gadgets in a while, but probably should do that for Edison, just to give the deck a little bit of fresh air. But yes, the flavor of the week is what's going on right now with the paleo stuff. Like I said, first it's Marincess stuff, then it's paleo. I wonder what's next. Summon Sorceress? Oh wait, that one's acceptable. Trident Dragion. How many times do we have to make this? I still highly think that there's going to be a Trident Dragion reprint out here. You can't tell me, realistically, if you're looking at all of this right now, you don't think Konami isn't going to reprint Trident Dragion to support the new archetype to sell the set. Right? That wouldn't make any logical sense for Konami not to produce a selling point card to sell Tenpai Dragons without having the card be available. Wow! So, both that being said though, the ultimate rare probably will maintain the highest rarity. So, if you're watching these current footholds on this card, going up astronomically, and you're like, wow, we just surpassed how much money on that? It's probably because realistically, it's going to be worth it now. The Ultra and the Secret Rare, and the other big thing with this is your reprint window for this is going to be a while. All right, you're probably not going to see a reprint available for this till probably June. So I can understand the current, price is maintaining some sort of foothold for this. But this also only goes for, are you planning on playing Tenpai Dragons in the very early stages? Because if you're not trying to play Tenpai Dragons in the very, very early stages of it coming out, then take a breather and wait. I guess that's what this comes down to is impatience, but also patience can be rewarding as well. You just got to decide, hey, do we go with this? Is now the right time? This comes down to when do I want to play the deck, and at what window do I believe is going to be the best to pick this up. A lot of this is a lot of self-help. Kind of realize that. Transaction rollback. Oh, baby. Now, this is a rollback hitting $28 to $30 again. Right on the clasp of a ban list happening. I'm not all that surprised, nor should you be. We tend to see these initial spike ups tend to happen as we head on into lists because people are like, once things slow down, now I can get back into the groove. Yes, you can actually. I also don't think we're going to see a reprint on rollback anytime soon. This is one of those things that, well, if you bought your rollbacks at $20 a piece, good job. All right, if you're buying your rollbacks in anticipation for Labyrinth to be the best deck post-ban list, and you're spending $30, you're probably doing pretty good right now, because once a ban list does slam down out of the pipeline out here, you're probably going to see rollbacks probably inflate up to 40, and we'll have to wait and see how that occurs, but that definitely seems like the natural progression we're kind of heading towards here. Ban list hype, it happens. It seems to be all these videos are right now, is some sort of new card hype. Somebody wants to spend $160 on something ridiculous, and you've got other people over here that are making either good calls or very ridiculous calls, and we're here to talk about and address them for the people that are possibly looking at impulsive, crazy decisions right now. That's all the market is, like, honestly, in a nutshell. But it is interesting to talk about, the likelihood of these decisions and the craziness that does kind of float around it. Interesting, right? Please leave a comment down below. Remember, check out Sleep Chief, discount code MCO40 will save you on your purchase. You guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons! thank you. Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.